What's up, NBA fan? What's up, all sports fans? This your boy JB, host of the Behind the Bench podcast network and channel. Giving a shout out to the rest of the crew: Shy, Kelvin, Jermaine, KB Film Room, Big Dog Talk Sports. That's right, that's right. For everyone who's tuning in, thank you for supporting Behind the Bench. Subscribe to the channel. Help make this show the best that it can be. Now, man, oh man, oh man. Look. There's been so much conversation about this particular topic, about this particular young man, about this particular individual. And what I'm going to say, this will be brief, man. I'm not going to prolong this video here. But look, most young men in this country, throughout the world, we have an affinity for sports. And oftentimes we have a dream of becoming a professional athlete because we are enamored by someone who we watch play constantly, who we gravitate to, who we try to emulate. They inspire us to play the sport and try to pursue that dream. But you know, by the time you graduate from high school, if you have the ability to become a professional athlete, even before you go to college, by the time you graduate high school, from what people say about you and how you play, how good you are, you know, how you excite the crowd or whatnot, you know if you're good enough to become a professional athlete. And what I'm about to say, man, this ain't about attacking this young man. Because really, it's not about him per se. But when it comes to one Bronny James, we all know he's not an NBA player, man. And he's not going to be an NBA player. And this is the greatest professional basketball league in the history of the sport. And the reason why the NBA became this phenomenon that eventually drew a global audience is because of the standard that is set year after year after year after year. Decade after decade after decade after decade. Era after era after era after era. You cannot lower the bar, because when you lower the bar, you undercut and undermine the contribution of the pioneers of the league, the luminaries of the league, the legends of the league, who blood, sweat, and tear to solidify the NBA, to establish it to where it can maintain, move forward, and exist for coming up on 80 years. But when you clearly see a young man has no business in the league, that means he has no business in the league. What I mean by that is you clearly see the difference between G League competition and NBA competition. To take it even further, you can tell if you have basketball fans out there who watch the G League frequently, you can tell which G League player has the ability to contribute on the NBA level for the team that they represent. You can tell. Most G Leaguers who are called up to the NBA, they are asked to contribute off the bench as reserves. This is how you know he doesn't belong in the NBA. Last night, the Lakers took on the Philadelphia 76ers in the city of brotherly love. He was inserted into the game, played 15 minutes, shot 0 for 5, and missed three-point attempts. Got his shot blocked twice, turned it over continuously, and you could tell that he was out of place. History for the sake of history is not real history. It won't stand the test of time. It will not stand the test of time. And me personally, like I said, I'm not going to make this a super long video, but I hope the Los Angeles Lakers put an end to this charade after this season. You cannot lower the bar. Professional sports is the ultimate challenge in competition. You cannot lower the bar. When you do that, you got to start accommodating other demands that will constantly pull down the standard that was set decades before. You cannot lower the bar to appease. The luminaries, the pioneers, they established, created the standard in the bar. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. He doesn't belong in the NBA, and that's okay. That's okay. He may want to become an announcer for the NBA, cover the NBA, be a commentator. Great, awesome. But he's not a professional basketball player, and he's not going to become a professional basketball player. It's not going to happen. He averaged somewhere around what? He didn't dominate in high school. Most high schoolers who are recruited by colleges or considered the top prep athletes in the country, they're averaging well over 20 points a game, 25 points a game, 30 points a game. The top tier that are nominated to, participate in the McDonald's All-American game. The 24 best players, high school players in the country. He didn't play at that level. I'm not saying he played bad in high school, but he didn't play on that level. Then you get to college, he averages 4 points a game. That's in college. And he was coming off the bench. As I said, at some point, logic got to kick in. Logic has to kick in. And hopefully after this year, man, like I said, man, this ain't attacking him. It's not because this really isn't about him. The Lakers need to put an end to this after this season, man. Because now you're denying the opportunity for another individual who plays for the G League affiliate squad for the Lakers, the South Bay Lakers. What's his name? Oscar Oliveri. He should be given the opportunity to play. But Bronny is signed a guaranteed contract. And he's not an NBA player, man. So I ask myself, when does this end, man? When does this end? And this is why I hope after this year, man, the Hurricane, he leaves and allow Laker fans, man, who really want to know part of this to get our team back. He's not an NBA player. It's okay. It's okay. Michael Jordan's son says they want to be this. That's really what this is about. But I'm just bringing Jordan's name up and saying that he would not try to mock the league to try to prove a point by pushing his son and forcing his son to the league. He wouldn't do that because he knew how hard it is to succeed at that level. He wouldn't do that. Both his sons played college ball. They made an attempt to pursue, the possibility of playing NBA level, but the bar was not lowered to accommodate them. And they realized they weren't good enough to play at that level. Everybody went on about their business. Everything was good at the end of the day. So, like I said, man, put it into the charade, man. Put it into the charade. This is not about his son. This is not about trying to talk bad on him or talk down on him. He's not an NBA player. This is the National Basketball Association. Yes, it's entertaining to watch, but it is a professional sports league. Right? It's a professional sports league. And that's why there are only 450 players that are good enough to play at this level. It's a reason why. So once logic supersedes the situation, everybody can move on in a positive way. But he's not an NBA player. It's like period, end of discussion. He's averaging less than a point a game. He's averaging less than a rebound per game. He's averaging less than an assist per game. And he's shooting, is it like 9%? He's shooting 9% from the floor? 9%. That should say it all, man. It's not going to go from 9% to 50%. So let's put it into the charade. And the Lakers, please, get control of your team back. Get control of your franchise back. And a lot of fans of this franchise who have supported it for decades and way before the hurricane was brought to the team, we will all be one happy campers. But I just want to drop that gold nugget. And until next time, this is JB for BTB Behind the Bench.